Welcome to another edition of Handicap Born Black in America. I'm your host, Ramon Roan. This is being brought to you by Judicial Freedom Riders Incorporated. Please visit us at www.jfrinc.org. And please subscribe. Your subscription helps support us as we seek to reform our justice system. Our justice system in America is unfair. It's unfair. If you have any dealing with it, be it on the criminal side or on the civil side, it is unfair to black and brown people, and even some whites, especially the poor whites, is unfair. The title of this video is entitled, Black Doctors Are Needed. If you look at our higher education, college, less and less black men are taking up chemistry, taking up biology, or taking up pre-med. There are less and less we're having less and less black doctors, and there's a need for more black doctors. And look, my doctor is white. He is. I'm a veteran, so I go to the VA because I paid for it, basically. So, but when you think about the amount of black doctors in America, we are really low as far as percentage-wise. Let me read this to you. Experts say it's because they don't seem to even be on track to apply. The students they're not even applying or even seeking to apply to go to med school. Less blacks are taking classes like biology, chemistry in college on the pre-med route. As other men of color rise in this area, black males are dropping off. According to the most recent Association of American Medical Colleges report, only 2.5% of medical school applicants were black. We make up 13% of the population. And that was in 2011, which was a drop from 2.6 nearly a decade early in 2002. Over the same period, Asian men increased 9% and Hispanic men increased 11%. The New England Journal of Medicine published an article documenting that the number of black medical school graduates was 760. That's 5.1% of all graduates. That was in 1978. And while it rose to 1,192 in 1997, that was 7.5% of all graduates, there was a relative decrease to 1,227, which was 6.9% by 2012, as the numbers of all graduates increased. So we decreased, black people decreased in doctors as other races increased. Now, why? Now I'm gonna tell you why. Partly is that one, it evolves about racism. It has something to do. I always say, you always hear me say that racism is a factor in America. You're a black man, racism is a factor. You're being Barack Obama, racism is a factor. Now, but what's a huge factor is the breakdown of the family, which can be attributed to the poor economic community in the black community. I mean, the economic community in the black community is pretty bad. It's gotten worse over the years. So you're going to see less and less black men applying for med school because, one, jobs. Unemployment rate is high in the black community. Businesses can't get funding or can't get government contracts. The highest employer of black people in America is black firms. So if there's less and less black firms, they can hire less and less. In the 2009 stimulus package that nearly $9 billion stimulus package, okay? That package, they had $46 billion set aside for minority businesses. Black firms only receive 1.1%, not 1.1 million, but 1.1% of that. Hispanic receive 1.7%. Now, why in the world was it so low? It's not because there wasn't enough black firms. There's plenty of black firms out there that can do the work. But the regulations they put on minority businesses in order to bid on those contracts are onerous. It's burdensome, okay? So you can't, it's kind of like, I'll give you an example. You have a contract to bid on a $50,000 job, okay? Well, they want you to have $1 million bond. Well, why would I need $1 million bond for a $50,000 contract? That kind of stuff. And what company, what small business is going to have $1 million insurance policy for a $50,000 contract? No, it's ridiculous. So those are the kind of things, and you businessmen out there know it, that how that you cannot qualify for those contracts, or the fact that it's already given, the contract's already given out, like in North Charleston. North Charleston, you might as well forget it. The Mayor Summey already got somebody else already planned, so don't even bother. You still bid on it, but let me tell you something, he's already got his boys going to get that contract. Matter of fact, in city North Charleston, the contracts, blacks in this city probably get around 5% of the contracts, and they're small contracts. 5% of a $100 million budget, they get about 5% of the city contracts. That's poor, that's bad, but that's not isolated. It goes across the country. It's happening across the country. Sure is. In order for us to increase black men in med school, we need to fix our economy so that the fathers can be at home with their wives, and those boys, they can have that example. I grew up with example. I didn't want to be a med student. I wanted to be in submarines like my father. So, but we need more black men to raise their boys so that their boys can be doctors or astronauts or whatever it may be. So, in order for us to increase, the solution is that in order for us to increase the amount of black men going into med school, we need to fix the black economy. Fixing the black economy, there's a solution to that, and the government can play a large part in that because they are also a large part of the problem. This has been Handicapped Born Black in America. And thank you for the opportunity again to present my thoughts. Please visit us at www.jfrinc.org. Our membership is $36, and we would love to have your support. You can also support us by hitting right here. Hope I got it right. Right here, subscribe to this channel, because that also helps us. It don't cost you anything, but it also helps bring funds in to our organization as we create this. We're not trying to get money from no other source. We're not looking for private donation, that's fine, but corporate donation, you keep it, because one day we may be knocking on your door because we got a problem with you. And then again, this has been Handicapped Born Black in America. I'm Ramon Roan. May God bless you, and may God bless America.